G'day guys, Dom here. So as you can see, we have two spark buckets for my grinders. This one over here is for the Tag 101, and that one over there is the little buddy. And essentially what these things do is catch sparks when I'm grinding. So if I'm grinding steel or something, about maybe 50% to 80% of the steel typically goes straight down into the spark bucket, which in theory makes clean up a little easier, but in reality it's still an absolute mess in here. And eventually I've got to get sort of an extraction system set up to replace this. But for now it works. And as you can imagine, when you're grinding all the time, it kind of picks up quite a lot of dust. I know the last time I would have changed this would have been probably late last year, so maybe like December-ish. And I've been doing a lot of production work in that time, so these buckets are very, very full. I mean, this one here is almost all the way full with just steel and all sorts of nasty shit. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean these things out, chuck them in a bag, and measure how much weight is actually in there. It's because I'm actually pretty curious of how much it actually is. Okay, so let's get to work. Yeah. Probably right left. Okay. You can see, this is where I was doing the copper handles a while ago. I think that has to be it, because there's little bits of copper in there. Don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but yeah, there's little flakes of copper in there. And just mounds of shit. Out you go. Alright. That's the first bucket empty, that's the little buddy, which is my secondary grinder. It doesn't get used as much. This one here is for the Tag. Now, a lot of people see this and might ask, can you melt this down, make a knife out of it, or something along those lines? And you probably can if you really, really wanted to. But chances are you're going to have a pretty shitty piece of steel, and it's also not really worth it, because steel, while it's definitely not cheap, it's not that expensive. I mean, you can get a good piece of steel for about, I don't know, 100 bucks for a long length of it. We could probably get about 3 or 4 knives out of it, so it's not really worth spending days and days and days melting this stuff down to try and, you know, make a knife out of it. I mean, also, as you can see, there's not just steel in this. There's you know, handle materials, G10, micarta, Kydex, titanium, copper, abrasives from the belts. I mean, this is definitely not just steel. So there's a lot of impurities in there that would have to be taken out somehow. But alright, there we go. So that right there is a couple months worth of grinding, and the moral of the story is obviously I need to clean this out more than every once in a while, because otherwise you end up with this giant lump of shit that you're not quite sure what to do with. So, moment of truth. I pinched the bathroom scale. It should hopefully give us a relatively accurate reading, and it says 28.9. So 28.9 kilograms. I'll chuck whatever that is in pounds into Google and I'll put it on the screen. And holy shit, that is a fair amount of weight when you think about it. Like, each knife is probably about, I don't know, 100 grams, 200 grams worth of steel removed. And keep in mind that's for all, you know, water jet cut blanks. So all of that plus handles, that is a shitload of grinding. That is hundreds and hundreds of hours of my life, which is mildly concerning, because that's probably taken a good couple of years off my entire lifespan, but hey, it's cool shit. So yeah, let's get rid of all this stuff. I hope you guys found this mildly amusing. I know I sure did, because that is more steel than I've ever had in the workshop at one time. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.